Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, March 28th, 2024. And today it is the last day of the quarter for trading. So let's see how we're going to finish the quarter. And we're going to start by looking at the S&P 500 that has stormed to its 21st record close of the year on Wednesday, and is on track to finish the quarter with its best performance since 2019. Now, such an unexpectedly good performance, even as expectations for Federal Reserve interest rate cuts get pushed back further to the horizon, is an opportunity to reflect on the lessons of behavioral economics. Daniel Kahneman, the father of the field, died at the age of 90 on Wednesday. Perhaps Kahneman's biggest insight is that humans often don't behave rationally. We base decisions on instinct, small samples of history, and tend to be more fearful of losses than greedy for gains. It's not crazy to think that many investors today are looking at small samples and suffering from recency bias. The idea that things will keep going as they have in the recent past. Stocks have been on an amazing streak since the start of the last year, thus they are likely to keep going up. The re-emergence of meme stocks also reinforces the idea that people tend to think more of the short term than the long term. That can be more important for share prices than any fundamental analysis. Similar story for the Fed. Since at least the 2008-2009 financial crisis, the central bank has always cut interest rates quickly when borrowing costs needed to go lower. Today's traders don't have much experience with gradual easing. It's hard to digest a fresh warning from Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller that sticky inflation means there's no rush to cut. Now, there's good news in the theory work of rules of thumb rather than cold logic. It implies that markets aren't really efficient. Giving scope for investors to strike gold even when there's plenty of information available to everyone, that means there are still profits to be made from playing the game. So today, and being the last day of trading, and also tomorrow there won't be no trading in the US because of Good Friday, I'm speculating, which that's our game. We are speculators, and I'm speculating that we're gonna have a pretty quiet day. So anything abnormal will have to come out of the left field. And so for in the Nasdaq, we're gonna be just sideways trading. There's not gonna be much of a fluctuation. I'm not anticipating anything to move higher or anything to move even lower. I'm just thinking this is gonna go like this. And really, the same token goes for all of the assets, all of the indices. The S&P 500 actually is one that since we are right there, almost hitting this high that was traded right around the 19th to 20th of March, we could probably peak above it and just come right down. Okay, or we can just trade within yesterday's range in the S&P 500. Now in the Dow, the same token goes for the fluctuation. We might peak above our resistance, go back down to it, and again we might just come down and just trade and stay within the middle of yesterday's trading range in the Dow. Now, crude oil might have a little bit more of a volatility throughout the day. Let's see if throughout the day we come back and reach that high created on March 19th. Okay, the moving average is below, obviously, the market, so it's giving it that dynamic resistance for it that we want. Will we come down to 82 being a psychological number for support? Okay, yeah, that could be the case. But let's see if something else happens. Perhaps something dealing with Russia. Let's see what could happen. Then we have Nat Gas that has finally, let's see if today has finally found its bottom right at 160, which was the support that we had for it yesterday. And we have the moving average above the market, so acting as a good resistance for the market. Then we have here gold that has made, in the futures market, has made new highs. So we can expect some of that movement to come into the CFDs market. So anything we might come, if we have good fluctuation, we might trade above our resistance point, do a pullback, and then take another attempt at even higher prices, okay? So at least we know that we might be able to reach that high again. So being long gold, then silver gradually also just creating this lateral movement, this channel, very tight channel. So anything above this can be taken with a grain of salt. Copper also, in the last day, I'm just seeing this just moving, continue moving sideways. And then we have here Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin, since it trades 24/7, let's see if we can revisit this double top created here around 74, being a psychological resistance number. And then the currency is the euro. It did fluctuate to the downside earlier in the London session, below 108, but is looking to recuperate itself. Let's see if we are able to close above our resistance of 108,400. And then we have the pound, that the same token as the euro. It fluctuated to the downside earlier, but it has recuperated itself. Let's see if we can pick our head above our resistance point. And that could happen if we see that the dollar index continues, or as it's been trading lower today, if it continues towards the bottom, towards our support of 103.800. And that'll be all for me today. Tomorrow it is a Good Friday, so there's no markets open. So have a nice, great long weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Ciao.